Let Sam take it from here.
Let me find Today, we're going to have a wonderful discussion about things that are meaningful to us. How many of you guys have heard of but may or may not have, how many of you guys have heard of Steve Siebold? A few. So he wrote a wonderful book. It's like, sometimes you read these books, it's like a quote a day, or, I don't know, a thing to improve on every day, and they just flip. You see them on office desks all the time. This book is kind of like that, only like for people who really just like to get smacked around, I guess. I don't know. No, not smacked around. But it does help you really contemplate life and really move yourself. And that's the whole purpose of the book. So it's called 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class. Of like the top people in the world, what helped them get there, and what they have to do that mentally. So Steve Siebold, he actually trains the Navy SEALs mentally. That's what, well, he does that and a lot of other people. But that's one of his clients is the Navy SEALs. So he has some questions in here in one of his sections called Champions Are Driven by Emotional Motivators. So there's 5 questions that you guys can choose from. I'll read them here. And then we'll have you guys come up and, well, whoever wants to can share something of them. So one of the 5 is, what are you willing to fight for? Number 2 is, what values do you hold dearest to your heart? 3, what values would you be willing to die for? If you could achieve one single thing, what would make all the hard work and struggle worth it? And then if you had 30 seconds left to live, what would you tell your children are the 3 most important things that you've learned on how to live a happy life? So those are your 5 questions. Any takers?
What was the first question?
The first one is, what are you willing to fight for?
Maybe you ought to explain what the rules are for those who might not have any idea.
Good idea. So the rules for this are, you have 2 minutes, right? Is it 2 minutes?
1 to 2.
1 to 2 minutes to give a micro speech or expression, I guess.
A mini speech.
What this question would mean to you. So sometimes it's this, sometimes it's more fun things, I guess. So those are the rules. The lights go red, yellow, and then green.
Red at
green.
It goes
one.
green once you hit a minute.
Yeah.
A minute
Yellow,
30,
minute.
yellow, 2 minutes, and then you have 30 seconds
After the red.
after that. And you're still in time.
And those
You can
who
go up
aren't
to
members can participate.
2.5
Yes.
minutes.
And those who are not members, who have never been here before, they're more than welcome to participate.
We participate
Yes.
when we were guests.
Yes, our first time. Both Weston
Marianne did.
And I did.
and Marianne, she comes out the park.
My first time too.
So I think it's, yeah. So anybody?
I'll take the first one.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Julie!
So what would I be willing to fight for is actually family. Probably everybody says that. You know, you fight for your kids, your parents, your siblings, but I fought for a family I never met. When I found out I had a genetic liver disorder and was advised that I should find my biological family because I was adopted and didn't know them and didn't know anything about them, it took me almost a full year fighting the courts, going through lawyers, everything I could to get my adoption records opened so that I could tell this family that I'd never met that they too could potentially have this deadly genetic liver disorder. So I fought tooth and nail, and then when I finally found them, I fought really hard when I got it open, I fought really hard to find them. My whole goal, everybody wondered if I was trying to find them because I wanted to meet them. That was never my goal. My goal was for this family, for their health, so that they could try and be healthy for the rest of their life if they had the same disease I did. So I spent all this time fighting to get my adoption records open, and then I finally did all the fighting to find them and meet them and get them all tested so that they could be treated. And it turned out the fight was worth it because I have 2 full sisters that have the disease as well and didn't know it. So family's worth fighting for even if you don't know.
Awesome.
What's left again?
You guys can do the same ones if
Yeah.
like, it's not stuck. But the 4 that haven't been done is, what values do you hold dearest to your heart? What values would you be willing to die for? If you could achieve one great thing, what would make all the hard work and struggle worth it? And then what would be 3 things you tell your family are the ways to live the happiest life? You only have 30 seconds. So we're
You
going
only
to
have 30 seconds
Yeah, if you
to
only have
live.
30 seconds to live. And we're going to give you 4 times that much. Just 400% of what they're giving you.
Yeah.
So,
2.5 minutes to tell them what you tell them.
okay, Josh?
Anything you dream, you can achieve. That's my mantra. When I was 5 years old, the greatest movie ever released came out, Back to the Future, in 1985. And I'll never forget, at the very end of the movie, when he goes back to the present time and his dad is no longer the nerdy, McFly, and is now this powerful, strong author who's written about science fiction stuff, Darth Vader, and tells him you can achieve anything you dream of. And if there's anything that you're going to, if anything that I were going to leave to my children, it's that you need to dream. Okay? So number 1 thing that I would leave with them is dream. And know exactly what it is you want. Visualize it. Truly dream about it. Dream about the details. Number 2 would be to create habits that will get you to where you want to go to achieve that dream. And number 3, never give up. Thank you.
That's awesome. So that's a very urbane perspective there. Awesome. Do you want to go, Leslie? Hey. Do you know what they are?
Yeah.
Okay, you got it?
Actually, I'm going to talk about the 3 things I would tell my children too. And one thing would be never put your happiness in someone else's pocket. You need to, someone else can add to your happiness. They can be the frosting on the cake, but you never, ever give your power up to someone else. You have to maintain that idea of you have control over yourself because you have that power. Don't ever blame or put your happiness in someone else's pocket. The second thing would be, of course, love and a lot of family and pulling together and how important that is, and that you should bend over backwards at any time you possibly can for family to recognize and to understand how important they are. And that even if they aren't doing what you approve of, that you're still there to support them, what's important to them. And the third thing that I would tell my children is to be happy. That nothing else matters more than being happy. And you need to find that. You need to actively look for happiness. And you can find that in everybody you meet and in everything you do. Happiness is what it's all about. And this last week I was able to have all of those things at one time, and there is no greater joy than experiencing all 3 of those things at one time, and you can say, I've lived a good life.
Fantastic. Yeah, so we are going to be done for right now, and then